So what's going on, man? That's I was a little shook because like they changed the app from Google Hangout to Google Meet, and I'm like, I was tripping, but we're good now. We're looking good. How you feeling?
Feeling good, brother.
It's
Can't
good.
complain.
It's good to see you home.
Just
It's good
played a
to
little
see you
Apex
home.
with the homies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
we,
Okay.
we was getting toasted, man.
No, man. Let me tell you something. When I play Warzone, and I go back to Apex, bro. Apex is a much harder game in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a much
Yeah.
tougher game, man. That shield will mess you up so bad, bro. Um, but now that you're here, man, what do you want to do first? How do you feel about let's get the more difficult stuff out the way. The How do you feel about the presidency? I know we don't want to go too much into detail about our personal like beliefs, but at the same time, everybody watching should know everybody has an opinion. It doesn't mean you have to stop being friends with somebody because they share an opinion. Um, do you know what I mean? It's just that's just what it is. How do you feel
Mm,
about things going tomorrow and the future of this country?
that's a loaded question, man.
It is, man. It is.
It's a
It is.
loaded question to begin with, man. You know,
It's tough to think positive because of what we've seen so far. That concept I understand, and I'm not gonna pretend that America's gonna switch overnight just because the president switched overnight. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I mean, you already knew. Like, I had my ups and downs about Trump. I didn't think the worst thing of him, but I also don't. I also think he could have done better as far as if he knew his followers are racist, then he could have done something about it. He did it. That was the number one thing that bothered me. Um, as far as actual president, I don't think he was terrible. I just think that if you could have avoided racism or brought it down to a bigger tone, why didn't you? Like if you had that kind of influence. That was my main issue as to why I thought he
so
was a piece of shit.
so let's
But
break it down. Let's break it down exactly how you asked the question.
mhm,
You said that as far as the opinions, everybody have an opinion.
mhm,
That's true, but most people don't give their opinions. Most people give their beliefs.
right,
Like your opinion, like what you just said was your opinion.
right,
But most of the people that support Donald Trump, they give their beliefs. They don't give you their opinion. They stand behind him whether he right or wrong. Um, the same people that are saying this election was stolen from him, they
right.
had no problem with him stealing it 4 years ago with the help of those Russians. So you know what I'm saying? It's not about opinions. It's about beliefs. And I don't even really have an issue with other people's beliefs.
Right,
As long as your beliefs don't oppress me and my people, then
right.
fine. Just like
Absolutely.
your opinions, like that was my whole thing with the whole support of Trump.
Hmm.
After it came to light what was really going on, not saying that he had anything to do with it, but he wasn't. It took
Stubborn.
for all kinds of shit to happen for
Right,
him to say, "Okay, y'all stop." You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's like if you got kids and you watching them fight, and you
Mhm.
watching the big brother beat the shit out of the little brother,
Right,
and you don't say nothing until you see blood or tears.
right, right, right.
You gotta step in earlier than that. You gotta do something earlier than that, and he failed to do that.
Right,
And that when you look at his followers or his supporters, the main question to ask these people: what's the end game?
right,
What are you stand behind him? But what are you standing behind?
right,
What is it that you really standing behind? Because when any president, because a lot of people, you focus on who's currently there, but
right,
any president, especially the last three, him included, what have we gotten? The people are getting further and further away from freedom, further and further away from keeping their own money,
mm-hmm.
further and further away from having their own opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
America is not what they projecting it to be, and everybody around us can see that. If
right,
if you look at what happened at the Capitol the last week or whatever when it happened on Twitter, it was a lot of people that were from overseas.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't a joke to them. They weren't look. They were looking at like, damn, America fell off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
They
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That
they
was
were really looking at us like, damn, like It's what y'all doing now, like, and
And
whether
that
it was staged, whether it was whatever you believe happened,
right, right.
it just was a black eye, man.
But
And that's what I asked the Trump supporters. What's the end game? What are
it's
you fighting for?
that's real funny you say that because we see videos on our timeline on Facebook, Twitter, all the time about the same shit going on in Venezuela with their elections and things like that, and we sit here going, "Yo, that's scary." At the fact that like these people have to do this to take down or make a statement against their government because their
Right.
government were a lot more extreme. Like in Puerto Rico, like they were hiding food from my people, bro. Like for a long
Hmm.
time after Hurricane Maria, like all the
Right.
politicians were keeping all these water bottles and food stored in
Yeah,
the garage.
supplies, all kind of stuff. You're
It's
right.
like for what? So you start thinking like, yo, that's crazy that that's happening. And like that's happening here, but because we're so privileged that one thing doesn't accept another, like that's like that's what it is. I mean, in reality, like we haven't had that effect yet, where it's a domino effect to affect us personally yet. You know what I mean? But we're not. I don't think we're that far from it in that aspect, and it's sad because, like, for this constitute, like the whole thing that I will say that I like about the conservative movement is like the concept of the Constitution. Like, I do love the concept of like us having the opportunity to chase the American dream and yada yada yada. But at the same time, it's like I really hate how much we benefit each other and we don't see that portion because everybody wants to pull their way, right? So I love the concept of like a conservative being a gun-toting guy saying, "Oh man, I want to protect this country and our constitution and I want to protect the freedom of speech." And I'm like 100%. I want my kids to grow up with the same freedom I did. But it's like the minute someone else uses freedom of speech, it's like shut up and stop being a crybaby.
And you have to understand, Santos, why it's like that. Whenever you have your gun-toting Americans standing up for the Constitution and amendments, you have to understand those they own that. That is for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not for your people. That's not for my people.
Right,
So
right.
whenever we try to say, well, we want our rights too, that's why they side at it. Like, what rights do you want? Because they're not. It's not for you. Got to understand at the time, our laws is old as shit. I'm not talking about the stuff they pass every week
Recently. Yeah,
to,
yeah,
to
yeah.
steal money and everything. That Constitution is old as shit. And you
Yeah.
have to understand when that shit was written, it wasn't for us. It wasn't for That's why, like when a lot of things happen here on American soil, of course you're gonna feel some type of way. When you see it, you're gonna feel like, damn, that's fucked up, and you're gonna feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are if you're another race other than Caucasian, you have to look at it and say, damn, this is really not our land. This is not we're not owed anything. Even if you look at black people through slavery, we did what we did, and after that they done the Emancipation Proclamation. They was like, okay, y'all free or whatever. In some places they let them go, some places they didn't. But when
Right.
they let them go, that was just it. Like that they was done with us then. It
Right.
wasn't like they let us go to say, okay, we're gonna help you now. We're gonna do something for you now. That's not what it was about.
Right.
So, I mean, and it's tough, because there's so many layers of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's even layers that I don't know. There's
Right.
even stuff about it that I don't know. But if you look at it at face value, like I say, you would have to ask the people that support the Constitution, that support rights and Trump and all this other stuff that we looking at it like, what's going on? You would have to ask them, what's the end game? What are you really fighting for?
Right.
You could ask this. I know you cool with everybody. I know you got some friends that are white.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them when they go, like when they see that what happened at the Capitol, and they support that. Ask them what were they fighting for? What is it that you not getting in all these years since the 13 colonies,
Mm-hmm.
since America's conception? What
Right.
is it that you didn't get that you're still fighting for?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of things that you know Mexicans fight for fairer wages because we know they tried to pay them less. There's a point in time where they got their way up in there. It's like, we'll take less to do more. But now they're like, hey, bro, we established ourselves. Like, we proved to y'all we're workers. We proved to y'all we're equal. We proved to y'all we belong.
Right.
Where's our equals? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of immigrants and a lot of other different races of people that can say that. That can say, like, there's things we didn't get. There's things that we are owed. Like, black people still having civil rights,
Mm.
still having civil rights issues.
Right.
Still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be crimes called out for some of the going against some of these civil rights, and it's not. It's nothing's happening.
Right. Right.
But at the same time, when you look at the people that were up there at the Capitol, what are you fighting for?
Yeah.
I read on someone tweeted, and they said the only thing I see is y'all up there fighting for y'all right to be racist. I couldn't disagree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't disagree with it because other than that, what do you fight for Trump to stay president? Okay, if he stays president, okay, what happens if he stays president?
Right.
Because he already under his watch, they already took $4 trillion
Right.
out of you know what I'm saying to stimulate the economy or whatever through this
Right.
COVID shit. We ain't seen a trillion of the four.
Yeah.
The American people ain't seen a trillion of the four. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? What are you fighting for? That's what we want. What are you fighting
Right.
for? But I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. There's a lot of variables to what happened. Like I know you've seen the video.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You've
Yeah.
seen the video. You've seen these people being let in.
Mm-hmm.
The media made it look like when it happened live, it looked like them people stormed that place.
Yeah.
Days passed, and then we seen videos of them unlocking the doors for them to come in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
police being, you posted a tweet yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they was just being nice to him in the like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
But he was pretty much telling them, like, he was like, "Hey man, just try not to break anything." And it's like, it's like, what? Can you imagine a dude breaks into your house and you're like, "Look, you can chill, just try not to break anything."
Exactly.
It's like,
Exactly.
it's like, what do you
That's
think?
what I'm saying.
What do you think he's here to work? He didn't apply for a job here. Like, but you know what? But you know what though? This is what I'm like. Here's the thing, man, and I'm gonna be honest with you because you're very open-minded about a lot of things. Growing up, I busted my ass to do a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, and I felt situations where, I like some things might have been racist, some things might have been not, but at the same time, like I also did witness a lot of like people using racism to achieve certain things, which bothered me. But at the same time, like I also saw what was happening a lot of times behind the scenes. That was like, yeah, it's like people don't have to say racist stuff to be racist. Like that's what people don't realize. You know what I mean? There's a lot of subtle racism that like actually subtle racism is what's carried racism to go on this long. It's not people yelling N-word in the street. That's new because people are being open about it because they had a president that didn't oppress it. But
That's prejudice. Whenever you speak on it, it's prejudice. Racism, you don't have to say a word to be racist.
mhm,
Race is the system you build to oppress any race. It don't it is races don't even have to happen just to black people. It can happen to any race of people.
absolutely.
If another race of people come and oppress these people, sort of like I'll give you something that happened. A lot of people don't know how China came to power
Right.
or how Russia came to power. China and Russia worked together as they still do today,
Hmm.
and they took over Mongolia.
Right.
And this is a man, a Mongolian man taught me this.
Right.
He told me, he said, man, they had a war, and Chinese officers and Russian officers went in Mongolia, invaded, and took over. Took
Mhm.
all the Mongolian people, made the men join the armies and do work, and they made the women breed. So what they would do is, this is a pure blood Mongolian man that told me this. I trained him maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I
Mhm.
trained him at this job I used to work at,
Right.
truck driver. I trained him,
Yeah. Dun,
and
dun.
that's my girl calling me. Hold on one second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take a quick sec. Take a quick sec. But yes, got a couple people. Yo, Angel, you out of control, bro. I can't stand you, bro. He said, "Yo, he's out of it, man." He said,
So
"Go
what
ahead."
happened was they went and they left some of the soldiers in the house
Mhm.
with the Mongolian women, and they were like, look, Your husband, he come work for us, or he going to war for us. He'll come back. It won't be long. And you got a Russian soldier in the house, or you got a Chinese soldier in the house, and you got this woman, and she probably got this man's kids, a kid or two kids, whatever. And how long you expect this woman to be a good woman?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A year passed, 2 years passed. Her man ain't come back through that door. She starts to realize he ain't coming back. All she got
Right.
is this man that they left there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it didn't take 2 years for them to
Mhm.
just start with this man. And that's how
Mhm.
that happened. That's why a lot of Asian and Russian people they look alike. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
really, if you go, they're not. I'm not talking about like if you go meet them in between where where their countries meet, they look the same.
Right.
It's almost like if you go so far down into Mexico, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Those people, they almost look white
Yeah.
because that's what I'm saying. That's where
Yeah.
Spain came in at. We go
Yeah.
down close by Monterey and stuff like that. But
Right.
we're not gonna go too far into that. I'm just saying that's how they populate. That's how China populated. And Russia. That's how they populate. Because a lot of people look at that. They look at how China got this big ass army. How they got this big ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How they got all these people and how they overpopulated. They took over a whole nother country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It still goes
So
on
you got
today, man. Like subtly too. Like the whole like Ukraine Russia movement. Like that's a really big thing that like isn't publicized because there's no media pretty much left in Ukraine. Like you know what I mean? But like Russia's in there all the time trying to take over consistently, like behind the scenes, and it's crazy. Um, and we're that's one thing that people don't realize. Like we're so privileged here, and the mindset that people have, like it's like this pandemic really messed with people's mental health more than physical health. I feel just because of how much has been stripped away from us, like freedom wise. You know what I mean? That's for it's for a good cause, but at the same time, like, how is it to me that I don't understand is like we're using a vaccine now, but you have other countries that, for example, China just had their first soccer game in like a year and a half in their stadium that was full of people, like loaded. So how did 1 billion people get over a vaccine, but we can't manage to do it? Like now I know they had a strict lockdown for X amount of time and stuff like that, but it's just so much going into the fact that like people are scared of this whole martial law movement that won't even give us the time to like personally heal from this. What's true and what's not is beyond me, but as long as there's no conversation of actually shutting down the Constitution, I'm all for a temporary 90-day, 120-day lockdown if it means we get our lives back by the summertime. Like, I'm
I
all
I'll,
for it.
I hear you on that, and I've heard a lot of people explain that and talk about that. 120 days. That's what 6 months,
No, 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 no. It's about four. About 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on both sides of the coins, to be honest with you, man, because at this point, we had almost, our lockdown was tiny. It was maybe like 2.5 months at best. Like, it wasn't long at all. But I also don't like the amount of small businesses, too, that did have to die within that time frame. Um,
But that's just it. They didn't have to. The
they didn't.
government let that happen.
Absolutely. Right. Right.
Because they
Right.
didn't have. You took two. We talked about this.
Yeah.
You took $2 trillion. It's only what 380 million people in America.
Nah. Oh, yeah. Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly, it's
Mm.
almost 400 million people in America.
Right.
You took $2 trillion.
Yeah.
You took $2 trillion.
Yeah.
And if you go to the little website where they talk about where the money went, with the like even they now see I didn't go to the website. I'm just telling that to
Nah,
the people who's watching.
I saw
You can go
spreadsheets
to the
of people
website.
how much money they sent, foreign money.
I watched it on CNN.
Yeah.
Some of the main things they outlined,
Yeah.
bruh. Counting fish, counting a certain species of fish,
Yeah.
$25 million. Like that was bullshit. A lot of the shit they put that money towards was bullshit, man. So when you talk about that aspect right there, man, the
Counting
government,
fish.
dog, bro.
They could have.
Hey,
They should have done that after the pandemic. Like, who's counting
I'm
fish in
not.
the
Look,
pandemic?
I'm not that big of a reader. Any books I read now, it's audio books because I
Right.
drive, so I
Right.
listen to.
Right.
I'm not going to their website and read all it. But when they flashed that shit across the screen on CNN, I was in a truck stop and I seen that. I was like, what the fuck? $25 million for counting a certain species of fish. And it's like all kind of studies and shit
Mm-hmm.
that they saying that this money is going to. We are in a pandemic.
Some people's businesses don't even make 100 grand a year. They could have
True.
survived with less
True.
than 100 grand.
True.
Like you could have gave these people $40,000 and they would have survived a 4 month pandemic, like easily.
They took a total
25
of $4
minutes.
trillion, and people lost businesses. They lost their homes.
Yeah.
Schools are tanking. Like everything. Like so, when you say 120 day, we won't make it. A lot of people
No.
because without the help
This
of the
economy
government,
won't
we
make it. No.
So that's the difference in between China and all these other places. Canada, they took care of their citizens. They took care, like you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of places that took care. Australia, they took care
Right.
of their citizens.
Yep.
They paid them.
Canada too.
They-
Canada.
the month-
Canada told people stay home, but here's $2,000 a month, and
Exactly.
that
And
that
it's
that,
not-
that took care of
it's-
everything.
It's not life saving, but it ain't $600 between the span of 6 months.
I understand that, but if they're suspending rent payments for, let's see, I think Canada had, they didn't really close down because nobody really went over there. The pandemic didn't spread over there like that. They had their borders shut tight, like ain't nobody was going to Canada. But you're getting $2,000 a month. You're now working from home. That your job let you work from home because of pandemic. Well, at the time you're done, this pandemic is over in Canada. The government has actually gave you almost $10,000 for free for you to invest in something now. And it's just like a lot. Now they charge a lot of taxes in Canada. They do, like a lot of taxes, but they don't pay for health care. But they don't pay health care.
Right.
Anything they don't pay for a lot of different things, like, and they were able to afford to give
it's
every
included.
single citizen.
It's included.
It is included, absolutely. Yeah.
Like you get like from car insurance to health insurance.
Yeah.
To schooling, colleges, like all that's included in the taxes you pay.
It is.
And we like not far from them as far as what we pay. But what do we got? We have to get independent car insurance. We have to get independent health insurance.
Yeah.
If you want to go to school, if you want to go to like a University of Texas or University of California, you paying $40,000. Like,
right. It's insane.
And
it is. And
that's my whole point. To bring it all the way back, when these people go up there and they storm this what are you fighting for? If you fighting for what we just talked about, okay. But if you just fighting for your right to be racist, man,
shit. If they're fighting about what we just talked about, I'll go with you. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. If that was the case, we all needed to be.
Let's
we
take
all
a trip. Shit.
If that was the case, but that's
Yeah.
not the case.
No, it's
Some
not.
of those people don't even want to stand shoulder to shoulder with us.
And I'll be honest with you, man. And the thing about it is like, there's so much behind the scenes talk about, oh, look what this person leaked. And it's like, America's so petty when it comes to a lot of things that it could literally just be like somebody who's mad they got fired. Now they're going to start a rumor. And they got the social media platform to use. But at the same time, like, there's so much wishy-washiness between both sides. Like, I was telling my best friend's brother the other day, like, people are talking about, like, how Trump got this election stolen from him. And like you said, it was okay last time when people were claiming Trump stole it. But now when it's stolen from him, like, there's no proof of either one of those things happening. Like, well, to an extent. To an extent. There's conversations of him maybe asking for help, but I physically have not seen, like, people will take like something small, right? So like, for example, they'll take one defected machine that wasn't letting you click on a president's name, and now they're like, the whole election is done. It's like, bro, that's one machine. Like,
okay, I get that.
Assuming 10 machines go bad, like, you think 10 machines is gonna change the election? Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, there's proof that Russia helped him. They helped him in the election. That's what he got indicted on that.
Right.
That's proof on that. But the thing about it is, when that happened, people were saying the same thing you just said. Oh, that's hearsay. That's this. People always say that. Prove it
Yeah.
to me. Prove it to me. Who are
Right.
you? Why
Right.
we gotta prove it to you?
And
Like
that's my and that's my
that's
and that's one thing I was telling people. Like, if our democracy is at stake, I'll fight for that shit. Like, if our democracy really, really is at stake, like if there's actual proof that our democracy is at stake, I'm all for supporting whatever movement shenanigans you do. Like, if they really, really, really rob Trump, I would be upset too. Not because I like
yeah,
Trump, but because
yeah,
it's our democracy.
yeah.
It's what it
Because
is.
they beg people to go vote,
Mm-hmm.
and they make it so important. I agree. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because they make it so important. They try to say, "Oh, if you don't vote, you can't say nothing." And
Bro,
if
I saw
something like
more
that were to,
ads for voting than I ever did anything else in the entire year. It was insane. Like, you could not open Facebook without being asked 15 times to go vote.
exactly,
And so bad.
they put
It was
money
bad.
into it this year, or last year.
Yeah.
They did.
They put a lot of money into promoting voting, which is
Yeah.
insane.
But you
Like,
see, the same way, if it was stolen from him, the same way I feel that way. I feel the same way about the electoral college.
yeah.
That shit is old, man. It needs to go. And you know
Bro.
what I'm saying? They're like
To this day, I
why
don't
do
know. To this day, I don't know why popular vote isn't a thing. Because the thing about it is like people. It's such. I think the electoral college is such a privileged system because people are saying stuff like, "Well, you have to go with the electoral college because if not, Democrats would always win because California's population and New York's population is so high." And it's like,
but
okay, what about Texas's population? Like, Texas is a big ass state, and they almost all solidly go Republican. Like,
Mhm.
California has the Republican sections at least to try to even out the fight. Texas has no Democratic input in anything. Like, nobody can tell me the last Democratic governor in Texas. I don't think anybody even goes up. Anytime a Republican governor runs, he probably runs unopposed at this point. He should. Like, that's just the thing. But the electoral college is such an old system. Like, I'm just the fact that I'm just over it, man. I'm just
it's like
over like the insecurity
it's like
and
giving your little
things.
brother the controller and not plugging it in.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey, you
That's
playing,
exactly what it
but
is.
you ain't playing.
You-
So there's it is what it is, though, man.
So you're
Like,
home in you're home in Cali right now?
yeah, I'm home.
How is it?
I'll probably leave tomorrow or Thursday though.
Okay.
Hopefully
Okay.
Thursday.
I think it's healthy for you to do this often. At least every couple of weeks, go home a day or two. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I know you like your money, but
yeah. I'd rather be home. I'm ready to get off the road. I've been driving 17 years.
yeah.
Not all on the road, but on and off the road. And it's just
I gotta tell you, I don't want to get too personal in your business and tell you what to do, but I'm just saying, every time I talk to you and you're home, you look so refreshed. Like, it's awesome seeing you like that. Are you able? I mean, I don't know what trade you used to do before, truck driving and whatnot. But are you able to work from, like, while living at home if you wanted to, and financially gain as well as you do drive? I mean, I know truck driving pays a lot, so there's probably not much around that could offer the money truck driving does. But
I own my own business, so
okay,
it's tough. It's tough. Like, I'm the only employee though,
right.
so I want to get some more trucks. I want to
Contract
get
guys,
some guys to drive to trucks,
gotcha.
but you just have to be careful with it. You have to be real careful with it. You can't.
Well, yeah, they don't care about the truck the way you do.
Nobody gonna hustle like I hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gonna take care of your business like you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people come to you when they want the job. They come to you humble, but once they get the job, it's like it's optional to them. Especially, like, you look at a lot of jobs that people have.
Right.
They, like, if you look at fast food, those people sign those applications to work there.
Yeah.
But then they get the job and they be like, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with trucking, it's the same thing. I have equipment that I'm responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
Shit costs thousands of dollars. Trucks
Mm-hmm.
go anywhere from $20,000 to $250,000
Yeah.
to purchase. If you
Absolutely.
want a brand new truck, it costs you anywhere. It can cost you about $200,000
Yeah.
for a brand new truck.
Especially
Because that's what you're gonna get out of it.
especially if you get a night cab, easily 200,000.
Yeah. So I mean, you trying to put somebody in this and trust them to take care of it, and but it all starts with how much you pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Even like I said, a fast food worker, a lot of them don't value their job because they're not getting compensated right. So it is what it is. If I were to put somebody in the trucks, I would pay them. I would pay them real good. I would make sure they get to at least $2,000 a week.
Yeah.
That's worth it to be out there on the road away from your family. You
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah.
So and a lot of trucking companies don't pay that. So there are other things I could do,
Right.
but not nothing that's gonna net me the
Not to
money that I make
satisfy
right
your
now.
income that you would
Yeah.
like. Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I
That's
know what I want, and I go out there and I get it. So
get it.
I
Absolutely.
can't.
Absolutely.
And I don't. I've been laid off a few times. I've
Right.
been fired a lot. I
Right.
don't want to get back in the workforce like that.
Yeah. I feel you on that shit.
I'm too used to being a boss now, so I just
Yeah. That's one thing I always hear from people a lot. Like it's really like I just applied for a job and interview today, and like it went well, but I'm already trying to think of like who's gonna be my boss, bro? Like who's gonna like
yeah
I, I,
yeah.
I really fear that like he's gonna come at me sideways on a Wednesday morning, and I'm just gonna tell him to go fuck himself. Like
Some of these people, man, they get in these positions of power, man, and they feel like they control your life.
because they never been nothing in anywhere else.
Right.
You will always see somebody who's been a supervisor and a boss for 15, 20 years. They're all the same. They're laid back. They're like, let's just get the work done. You see them working with the employees, but there's always and you know what? It's worse when it's somebody who's been a supervisor for the first time, and they're an only child. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. They do not know how to act, bro. Like
That's true.
it's
That's
so
true.
crazy to it. Like, and they ask dumbass questions like, "Well, who's the boss?" It's like you ain't the boss of me. I quit.
That's true. That's true.
Like they ask dumbass like the self verification needed for like your unsuccessful, uneventful life. Like it's so pathetic. Like
I used to work in before trucking. I worked in a warehouse, stuff like that. Drove forklift, stuff like that. So I've been there. I've been there where you dealing with these little young clubs where they just feel like they better than everybody, or they feel like they can ruin you some type of way.
yeah,
Man, I'm not here to kiss ass. I'm here to get a check just like you.
yep,
Let's just do our work and keep
and
it
go
moving.
home.
But
Exactly,
yeah, so
exactly.
and see when you start driving trucks, even if you're not your own boss, you
Yeah.
start driving trucks, you're isolated so much. You by yourself so much that
Right.
you are your boss. Even if you don't own the company, you don't own the truck, you by yourself. You do what you want. The
Right.
truck move when you say move.
Mhm.
Like you really in charge.
Right.
So you get used to that, and it's real refreshing, man. Just not having to deal with people like that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Absolutely.
I can't work with no eyes on me, man. I'm sorry. I've
No.
been there before.
Absolutely.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it's for me, like I'll be honest with you, man. Like I've worked, like even when I worked for GameStop, like GameStop is a real good example of a company who has managers that are good managers, and they're ruined because of what corporate demands of them, and now they don't have a choice but to be somebody that they're not. Like it's sad to see a person crumble and become something that they're not. Like it's sad, and I hate seeing it. Like you can see somebody's eyes, like they're even sad when they're having to tell you that you did something wrong. Like that's not good for your mental health, like at all,
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form, man. It really isn't. But I mean that's one thing I wanted to get across, man. I know you were, like I said, you seem healthy. You seem like you enjoy being home. You know, I mean that's I mean one day we'll be able to stay home all the time, man.
Man, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, you had a really
Especially if I
successful
hit one
year
of these
last
little
year.
lotto numbers, man.
Well, you had a successful year last year streaming. Um, you built a pretty good community. You're at 700 followers now, mind you. I remember I met you. I think the year before last, during the like summer
Mm-hmm.
fall. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
we had one conversation when you were affiliate a couple months, and you were like, "Yeah, I just stream when I can," and you were taking it as a, I do it when I can. It's fun, type of deal. And I remember last year, you were what 200 followers, maybe in the beginning of the year at best.
And like 230, 240.
Yeah, 230, 240, and your goal was like 500 followers, and like
500 was
you
500.
decided to push the extra barrier. You're like, all right, I'm gonna start taking the streaming thing a little bit more serious. Well, you destroyed the goal. You got to 700 followers, which was fantastic. And I do have 24 inches. We got JMR Killer in the chat. We have Papa for Prez, who's my little brother, and they're all new streamers. Can you elaborate a little bit before we move on about what helped you get to the next level? Networking wise, I mean, because my brother is learning networking right now. Like that's one thing I instill in him. He's 15, and I was down his throat. Like you need to use TikTok, you need to use Twitter, you need to use Instagram. Like because my brother is such a good player, and I'm not just saying it because like he does fantastic shit. Mitch, I'm telling you what this
Right.
kid does. Now don't get me wrong, he got a lot more time than us. He ain't got a job. He ain't got to do that crazy. He working 12. He playing 12 hours a day, but it shows. You know what I mean? Now this morning, yesterday he started using TikTok, or 2 days ago. I was like, keep posting your clip on TikToks. Yesterday in the evening time, he did a post, and today that shit has almost 400 likes and has almost 10,000 views, and he's like losing it. And I'm trying to tell him like this is people think you grow your Twitch through your Twitch. In my opinion, I don't think that's I think that's maybe 20% of your Twitch growth is the random person that walks in and happens to like you. I think
I,
everything else around you are the tools essential to growing your Twitch account.
I think it's less than that. I don't think you can even
Yeah, I'm being generous at
20% is
20%.
too high. What I would say, and I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because I don't do all this all the time, but that
Yeah,
don't mean I don't know
right.
the game.
Yeah.
Um, even my like my YouTube, but that's why I started. I started
Right.
on YouTube. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be friendly about your brand.
Yeah.
You don't want to never go and because I've done, and like I said, I've done all this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, but I've learned.
Right.
Don't ever do the follow for follow. Don't do it.
No, absolutely not.
Don't do follow for follow. You know,
Mm-mm.
if somebody follows you, fine, you follow them back. But don't
But that's
be
but
in
that's
those.
but that's to somebody you're cool with.
I mean,
To an
you
yeah.
don't even have to be cool. Let's talk about this. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
have to be cool. If someone just happens to come in your stream and they say, "Hey, I'm gonna follow you," all right, cool. You don't have to follow them right back.
Right.
But if after they show their face 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 times,
Mm-hmm.
give them a follow. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Just
Right.
out of courtesy, give them a follow to say, let me see. But ask them first, hey, do you stream? Because
Yeah.
if they don't stream, it don't pay for you to follow them.
No, it
But
doesn't. Yeah.
if they stream, give them a follow and check them out. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know their connections.
Right.
You don't know
Absolutely.
who they can link you to. But
Mm-hmm.
a follow for follow, that's a waste of time. It's just gonna get your numbers up.
It
Those
is.
people that follow for follow, they're not gonna come watch it.
And you can tell when somebody follow for follow and they got 7,000 followers and they got 3 viewers. Like.
They're not gonna watch your channel. There's not
Yeah.
like they'll follow you. You gotta follow, they gotta follow, and that's where it stops it.
Yeah.
So don't do that. I'm in on Facebook. I'm in like follow for follow groups,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm actually looking for like because they'll say like, hey, let's start a follow train, and they'd be like, they say drop your link, and it'd be like 500 comments.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get in there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people who like sometimes somebody will say, hey, I'm live. I'll go click on it and see what it looks like.
Right. Right.
I look like what see what they because I'm steady trying to fix my shit. You can
Yeah.
always learn from other people,
Mm-hmm.
but to build your brand, you don't. That's the number one thing I would say. Do not follow for follow.
Yeah.
After that, you say your brother he's 15,
Mm-hmm.
and you say he's really really good, right?
He's disgusting, bro. He's
Okay,
disgusting.
so there's a big pool of people for him.
Yeah.
Like kids. Kids
Yeah.
love people that are good. Adults
Yeah.
don't care.
Right.
You don't care if you're good or not. You gotta
Yeah.
be a good person.
You gotta
You
you gotta entertain me at
like
this point.
it pays. It pays if you're good. Like we're like, damn, he's good
Right.
or she's good.
Right.
But we don't care. At the end of the day, we don't care. Kids
Yeah.
are amazed by people who hit trick shots and long
Mhm.
shots, and
Yeah.
they go 1 versus 3, and kids love that shit. So what he would need to do is like you said, you put them on TikTok. That's good. Keep up with social networking because it's constantly changing. 5 years
Right.
ago, what was TikTok?
No,
Now
TikTok
look
was
what.
Musically back then.
Yeah, music. Okay, so that's what
And it
I'm
wasn't
saying.
doing nothing. It wasn't moving.
Well, what 10 years ago, 15 years ago, no
MySpace.
Twitter. Like
Yeah.
stuff keeps coming. Stuff keeps coming. So you always want to be able to be up to date with shit.
Yeah.
Always be on social network. Hashtag.
Hmm.
Hashtag. People
Yeah.
are lazy. Instead of them searching for stuff themselves, they will click a hashtag.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
use your hashtag the hell out of anything you do. Anywhere you can put hashtags, hashtag. And also make sure you enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
If you love gaming, then you love gaming. That's one thing. We all love gaming. I love gaming.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But if you don't want to create content, don't. Like a lot of people want to do this for money.
Yeah.
It's like any passion of your life. If you do it and you do it well, the money gonna come.
Absolutely.
If you do it and you do it well, you don't say like, man, I like a lot of people I see them looking at the numbers like, I only got 2 views.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. I have to take a break to see how many viewers I got. I don't
Yeah.
even care. Like if people come in, they say, "Hey, Pick, what's up? What's up?" I say, "What's up? What's up?" I don't never say, "Damn, I got 15 viewers." Like, and I've been getting that lately. My
Hmm.
my damn view average is up to like almost 9,
Right. Yeah.
and my shit was at like 3 for so long. So
Yeah.
you can't pay attention to that. Just keep being yourself. Keep playing. Keep creating content, and like I said, just make sure you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Make sure you're happy because I love creating content. I
Hmm.
love playing and broadcasting it to people.
Right.
If I get money, I get money. If not, hey,
You,
bro,
st- you,
I
st- you
got
still
hundreds of
enjoyed your,
YouTube
you still
videos, bro.
enjoyed your time,
Yeah,
man.
huh?
You still enjoyed your time doing it. I mean, that's the whole point.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah, just like I say, you utilize your social networks. Network with the right people too, because man, the
Yeah.
people that's the thing that got me over the hump as far as being affiliated. Because
Hmm.
I had, like I said, I had my Twitch channel for years, man. Like I think I'm coming up on it'll be 7 years
Right.
this year. I didn't get affiliated until like 2 years ago.
Right.
Almost 2 years ago when I met my friend Brady,
Hmm.
Plague Templar. If y'all want to follow him on Twitch, and he would not move forward without me getting like we all had a little like stream team going.
Hmm.
And he kept saying that they had all kind of plans they wanted to do, and he's like, no, we need to get Meech affiliated first.
Yeah.
When he get affiliated, then we can move forward. He stood on that, and
Yeah.
I thank him still to this day, man. He was the one that helped me get affiliated, and that's another thing. I like just like when me and you met, Santos. We never had an issue.
Hmm.
We never bumped heads. We have difference of opinion,
Absolutely.
but we never disrespected each other. It's all
No.
love,
Yeah.
and you don't
Yeah.
meet people like that.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
rare. That's
Yeah.
rare that you meet people, good people. So when you meet good people, you keep them close. There's
Absolutely.
nothing that you couldn't ask me for that if I can provide it, I would help you with.
I
Because that's how
appreciate
good
it.
of a person you are, and that's how much you've helped me.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. You have to even like 24. You said he was watching 24 inch.
Hmm.
He supports, man.
Hmm.
He comes in and says hi. He
Yep.
be in the middle of doing his schoolwork sometimes.
Yep.
And he'll still come and say, "Hey, how you doing? How's the games?" Clown around, joke around a little bit. You gotta
Yeah.
appreciate stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
you don't get nowhere by yourself.
Eh,
Sometimes I played the game and 24 was the only one watching.
Yep.
You stayed there for hours, talking to me. That's what you need.
Yep.
The follow game that don't work. When you get people like that,
Hmm.
you hold on to them and you take care of them and you give them their shout outs and you just respect them, and that's
Yep.
how you get somewhere. Like you mentioned me getting the 700
Hmm.
followers. I got that because of Just Renegade.
Yeah.
One of the friends I met through Brady, he helped me out. He put my name in like a little giveaway he was doing. People start following me, and then some of them dropped off because they just wanted to give away. But
Right.
a lot of them stayed. A lot of them came and they checked my shit out, and it's like, yo, you pretty decent. And
Yeah.
then it always hits the fan when they say, yo, man, you in the back of a truck? Yeah, I'm in a truck. Oh man, you streaming from a truck? Everybody's just amazed about that. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Hey, that shit. That was another one thing that got me, man. Cause and you know what's crazy is like I remember the first time you said it to me. You never, I don't think you even realized the concept of like, of what you were doing. Because when you
See,
said
I
it to
did.
me, you said it to me like, yeah, it's just what I do. Like, you never ever felt the need to like be praised about the fact that like you go the extra mile to make like your shit happen. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a position now where like, dude, this, like I said, when y'all remember when I was first talking to you about it on the phone, you were like, no, yeah, I stream from like a Wi-Fi card in my truck. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because in my mind, I remember asking you, like, hey, man, so, like, how often are you home so you can stream? And I'm like, oh, man, I don't go home sometimes for, like, 3 weeks at a time. I'm like, oh, man, so you can't stream in between? You're like, no, yeah, I use a little Wi-Fi card. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I was like, you stream from your truck? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, this man is a beast.
But see,
But those are
that's
the
what I'm
things that you
saying.
probably didn't even realize, like, the concept of like what you were doing. And I'm like, yo, this is something this is not done. I don't know a single. I visit at least 5 to 10 different Twitch channels a day just for the hell of it. Because if I'm in the mood to watch a game, if none of my boys are on or none of my homegirls are on, I'll go look for what game I'm in the mood to watch. And let me tell you, I have never met anybody that does that shit, bro. It's
See,
legendary. It's
this
legendary.
this is this is the thing. I've had my PlayStation with me
Mm-hmm.
like since 2004. Like when PlayStation 2 was around,
Mm-hmm.
I had my PlayStation in my truck.
Right.
Now we didn't do streaming and stuff back then. I didn't,
Right.
and it wasn't these platforms we have today. But um, if anybody streamed anything, it was from a PC some kind of way, and
Mm-hmm.
some kind of private domain or something.
Right.
I kept my play. I had a big tube TV and my PlayStation. I had a power inverter, and I just played. Um, but I never thought of it to be anything special because I've always had my video
Right.
game with me.
Right.
You know, at the time PlayStation 3 came out, I was home that whole time. I had a local job,
Right.
so I never had to take it with me. But I've seen people streaming like their whole game setup is in a closet.
Yeah. That's how I
And
was
I've
not too
seen
long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people grinding like that. So, you know the wrestler Xavier Woods.
Yes, absolutely.
He streams on the road all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, he's a little bit more financially savvy than me, and he
Right.
has the means to do it.
Right.
But
Right.
he
Right.
he, he brings his equipment with him
Mm-hmm.
wherever. You know what I'm
Everywhere he
saying?
goes, he makes a setup, dude. He makes a studio every hotel room he's in. It's crazy.
Everywhere he
It's
makes it
crazy.
happen. So whenever people was like, "Oh, you in the truck?" But you in the truck. I'm like, okay, this is my living spaces. I'm in the truck, but how you, man? I'm looking at your stream. You got a clear stream. How's this? I stream from Wi-Fi. Man,
Right.
it's impossible. No, it's not impossible. Just because people tell you got to do an Ethernet cord,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Ethernets are faster. Yeah,
Sure.
you're gonna
But you
get
gotta work
better
with what
shots.
you got. You gotta work with what you got.
Yeah, I gotta work with what I got, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like at first, it wasn't too good because I didn't have the right kind of internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had like some real slow kilobytes. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I got the megabytes, I'm good. Now I got
Right.
like 60 megabytes,
Nice.
and that shit lasts, man. It lasts. A lot of people told me don't do it before I bought all that internet. People was like, don't do it, man. Don't work. It don't work. It don't work. It don't work in certain cities, but it works.
Right.
For the most part, it works.
Right.
You just gotta play the game, and the internet will last.
But
As
that's
long
the
as you're
whole thing, though.
streaming,
Like, it might not work today in the city you're at, but if it works tomorrow and you can stream tomorrow, like,
yeah.
that's one stream you wouldn't have had if you listened to everybody else. You know what I
And
mean?
that's the only reason I don't have a consistent schedule because I
Right.
can't I can tell you, hey, I'm gonna stream tomorrow at 8. Nothing's gonna stop me from doing that because, like I say, I'm the boss. I do what I want.
Right.
I don't have to be like driving at 8. Like I can shut it down and take 2 or 3 hours and stream.
Right.
But if I'm not in a good area, why do I want to create a schedule and be lying to people are having to keep postponing and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing for anybody listening. If you are able to stream on a consistent basis, do that.
Absolutely.
Do it. Make a schedule and stick to it. And people, they're gonna know.
Yeah.
They're not gonna, them knowing your times is better than them seeing the notification.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That might-
Because if that notification pop up, they could be doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if they know what time you're streaming, they can plan for it.
Absolutely.
So that's another thing. If you are able to create a consistent stream, do that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Do that. Always promote yourself first. This is I'm glad we going down this road because this is one of the main things I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody know me, they know how much I support.
Yeah.
They know how much I promote people
Mm-hmm.
and how much I want to see everybody win. That's just me.
Absolutely.
That's just me. I don't need nobody to say, well, shout out to Big Pick because he helped me. I don't even need that.
Right.
I want to see and that's how you are too, Sam. Whether
Yeah.
you realize it or not, you push a lot of people, man.
I try, man. I try.
You push man, I'm serious. You push a lot of people, man.
Glad
And
to hear.
that's what anybody listening, if you really want to be serious in this, if you really want to make it somewhere, push your brand 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you to not support anybody because
Right.
it's good, it's healthy. It's healthy
Absolutely.
to help people, man, because sometimes they need that help. Sometimes they
Yeah.
need that shout out. But push your brand first. Don't never push your brand to the side for anybody else.
No, that's 100% facts.
Push your
Absolutely.
brand first. Like you clip your own shit, make it
Mhm.
after you stream. This is what I do. This is just me because, like I said, I don't have a computer, I have a PC. I don't. So whenever I'm streaming, say like if I had a good gunfight, right?
Mhm.
So like right now, we doing this interview. I'm on my iPad.
Mhm.
Got my iPhone right here.
Right.
So sometimes I'll use my iPad for internet,
Mhm.
and I'll be watching my stream on my iPhone. So if we go through like a good gunfight or I get a good kill, I'll just take a screenshot of my stream,
Mhm.
and that way I know what time it happened.
Yep.
So if I've been streaming for 2 hours, I'll screenshot it at 2 hours. And I go back and
You
click
for
it.
real?
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Hey,
That's
look
all
at
I
that.
can do.
Look at that. I write down my timestamps when a highlight happened.
Hey, like sometimes I write
You
it down,
got-
but it's easier just to screenshot it.
Yeah,
Because-
it is. I don't
Yeah,
screenshot it because I don't like my computer getting filled with like photos, but I write it down because I don't want to watch a 4-hour stream again to see what highlights I got. That's just gonna take
I don't
forever.
want to watch the whole stream. I got time, being that I drive trucks, but I don't want to watch the whole shit. So what I'll do is
Right.
I'll press the little screen to where the time comes up. I'll screenshot it and I'll go back and look at it tomorrow. Like
That's
you know
funny,
what I'm saying?
man.
And
I've never seen anybody else do that but me. Now I know you do it. I'm like, yo, that's good. I know I'm not
great
crazy.
minds, bro. Great
We
minds.
got to. Well,
And
listen, man.
Also, I'll like people come in the stream random. I'll write their name down
Yeah.
on my little notepad. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That way, if they just came said hi, I'll go see if they got something going on. Just
Mhm.
just to return the favor, stuff like that. Little bitty
Absolutely.
things like that, man. That'll help
If you had a
get
if you
where
had a
need
good
to be.
conversation with somebody on your stream, like there's a chance you're gonna want to talk to them again. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Right.
that's the common sense of that. You know.
Right.
Before I drop off, man, I gotta have this conversation with you, man, because I know we talked about it throughout the week. So I looked more into the Star Wars deal. I looked more into it. I did more research. Ubisoft does not own the rights to the Star Wars game. What ended up happening is EA's exclusive rights are done now,
Mhm.
but LucasArts is actually working with multiple developers now. So they're not just working with Ubisoft, but they chose Ubisoft to be the open world Star Wars game, which scares the shit out of me. But but here's the thing. I don't what Deb, did you see what that was about? I tagged in something called Ubisoft Connect, and they're apparently going to do like their own thing where it's kind of like Game Pass sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard, I wasn't sure if they were going to add themselves to Game Pass or not. But
Most likely, everything's coming to that.
yeah.
Everything's coming to that. The only bad thing about that is that Game Pass is eventually gonna have to go up
Yeah.
because
It
like
will.
once you get all these developers saying, "Hey, we can put our whole library on Game Pass,"
Mhm.
you got to cut that cake so many different ways.
You do. Absolutely.
So it's going to end up going up, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing though. Like that's the future of gaming.
Yeah.
That's just I see Bethesda. I see everybody going like getting on Game Pass or PlayStation Now or something to where because nobody going to really backlog games. Nobody really say like, let me go back and get that game and play it.
Yeah.
So if they can give it to you to stream it, you know what I'm saying? If you can live stream play it, they still get some money off it. So That's
Right.
where everything's going. Actually I'm glad that EA is
I
losing that.
I think EA needed to lose it to learn what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Because let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you, man. I think Battlefront 2 was a masterpiece. And that game was ruined by microtransactions. Like, no
Yeah,
matter how,
yeah.
that was proof that no matter how good your game is, if you about that bullshit, people are not gonna buy your shit. And
That was a good game, man. That was a
Battlefront
good
2
game.
is perfect to me in every like it simulates the battles like the movie. You feel immersed in the battles. You really do
The
fear
gunfights, man.
as a clone trooper, you fear when Darth Vader's coming. Like you get the immersed feeling of Star Wars, and then oh, but you want Darth Vader? You got to play 60 hours. What? So I got to
Yeah.
play 60 hours and decide if I want Luke or Vader? That's
And see,
insane.
and see,
Even if I
I
wanted to
knew the
buy
game was
them, you
gonna be
got to
good.
buy the shit. Like
I knew the game was gonna be good because the first one was good.
absolutely it
The,
was.
the first one was good. Like when it came out, we was like, man, like we never seen nothing like that,
Hmm.
especially for Star Wars. And it's like, man, like this is cool. And then when the second one came out, everybody was hyped about it, but those transactions, man, just
Dude, the thing about it is, Meech, like, don't get me wrong. If they were trying to pull like an Apex move, where they're like, it's $8 per hero, I would almost defend it, not fully, because I accept that from Apex because Apex is free. So if they want to charge you $8 a hero,
yeah.
that's what it
See,
is. And not even now, you could spend 40 and get everything, which is insane.
see, that's what I was gonna say though. They should have dropped it as a free game.
They really should. And but the thing about it is, I couldn't even defend Battlefront as a free game because they're loot boxes. So that means that we could spend $25, and if that night the gambles are bad, we might not even get what we want. Like
But this,
at least in these other games, you buy stuff and you're getting what you want. Even if you're overpaying for it, you're like, oh, but at least I got what I want. You know what I
it would
mean?
have eased the pain if it was a free game.
It would have a
because you
lot.
because you because look at it this like I think JMR was talking about this in his stream this weekend. Um, People, you're gonna pick and choose what you want to pay for.
Absolutely.
So I think they kind of got greedy. They kind of looked at all these other games that are charging microtransactions. They kind of said, well, you know what? We got a big game. We got an anticipated game. Let's just let they went overkill.
They
It
thought
should have
because they had Star Wars, they were gonna do it. That's what they
like
thought.
they could have said like the battle raw or like the multiplayer is free. If
Hmm.
you want the story, pay for the story. Well, they could have done anything with the other than what they did.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, when you look at it as a whole, it's like I don't want to say it this way, but damn, if you if you buy like I never done this, but I'm sure anybody that buys a prostitute, you don't want to pay, and then you get to the room, she said, okay, now you got to pay me for something else. Everything got to be paid for. I already
Yeah.
paid you. Like, come on, man. Like, I hate to say it like that, but I mean,
Right.
come on, man. Like, that's kind of what they did. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you want this is in the game, but if you want it, pay our 60 hours. Like, come on, man, you killing us now. Like,
Yeah.
we'll eventually get that time played, but we don't want to do that to get one damn reward. Like, nah, man, y'all
No,
tripping.
it is.
So
Yeah, it's out of control. And I mean, by the time you put 100 hours into a game, you're kind of like bled out and ready to move on to something else. And you know what it is for you to put $100. I mean, 100 hours into a game, and you finally get the one hero you're grinding for. You don't even want to use his ass no more.
nah, you ain't gonna be satisfied with whatever he can do. You ain't gonna be
You're
satisfied. You're
not.
like, nah, fuck this.
It wasn't
So I
worth it.
mean, they needed that. You're right. That needed to
They
happen.
needed to get their ass
Um,
whooped. They did.
they need the same thing with Madden. All that shit needs that it needs to stop.
It's tough. You
I
know what
don't
it is
mind. I
though.
don't mind.
It's tough because of competition, man. It is. People want to
Yeah,
be
but
competitive and they're willing to pay. Battlefront wasn't competitive. That's why they died. I have a cousin, my cousin Chris Wong. If you're watching, I love you, bro. But this man plays Madden, and he has, not to sell him out, he has what's his regular account, and he has a farming account that he uses. Because sometimes like EA will get wishy washy. Like EA works like a casino, which I don't know how the hell that's legal.
mhm.
But like you'll spend $100 and like you'll get some really good gold cards the first 60, but then after that they'll just give you shit because they've already given you like $60 worth of good shit. So he has a second account to like try gambling on that side to see what pops up. You know what I mean? And like it's but to be competitive, it's like there's dudes out there who can afford to spend drop 300 on Madden, and they don't care.
Yeah,
They'll do it. You know what I mean? But now their team all over all 92, and you all types of messed up. Like it's crazy, bro. Like
yeah. A lot of that exclusive stuff need like, and I'm talking about just like NFL, NBA, all that stuff, that exclusive stuff. We don't need that.
that's why I stopped
If a
playing 2K for that reason,
if,
man.
if a game, like if a studio wants to develop a game solely for Xbox, solely for PC, solely for PlayStation, I get that.
Yeah.
But when you have big franchises, I don't think they should be exclusive to one developer. So many other developers can do better.
Right.
You know. Now, with that being said, I don't know if Ubisoft going to do a good job with this Star Wars. I'm not sure. I think they're looking at it on the grand scale of what they do with some of their games,
Yeah.
like Far Cry and because they have some nice big maps and nice customization,
Mm-hmm.
but that don't mean that they about to knock this out the park.
My thing
Like,
is the studio that's making the game happens to be my favorite Ubisoft franchise, which is The Division. The Division was the one game that I felt was perfect, almost perfect. And the thing about it is, The Division, they only charge you for outfits. The only thing you're paying for in Division is expansion and story. That's it, which
okay.
is, I guess, the regular now. But like it's a loot shooter, and I'm addicted to loot shooters. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to that shit, Division 2, Destiny 2, I think those games are amazing. But
Borderlands.
Borderlands, absolutely. Those are all games that I could just play for hours. But they have that concept to where they do that. And if Star Wars has that loot shooter mentality, depending where they put the storylines, I'll enjoy it. That's another one. 24 inches. Ghost Recon Wildlands was a good game too. But my favorite franchises out of the whole Ubisoft is Far Cry and Division. And I think Far Cry, like, I just enjoy Far Cry for the political aspect of it because there's always some tyrannical governor trying to take over or some cult group going crazy. I just find that shit fascinating. But in that sense, like, how are they gonna treat a Star Wars franchise? I'm scared of their game engine. That's all I'm scared of. I don't think Crytek is that great of a game engine. Like Assassin's Creed is awesome, but like the amount of sheer bugs, it works for you to swing an axe that slowly makes sense because an axe is huge. You know what I mean? But for these Jedis to be reflecting lightsabers that slow, I don't know, or for me not to have the control of my character that I had in what's the latest game that came out of Star Wars with the kid from Shameless. God, I just played it the other day. Fuck, the EA just made it.
Oh, you talking about the Star Wars game?
Yeah. What's the latest one that came out? Shit.
Oh,
Nah, I don't know the damn name. I'm tripping right now, bro. I'm about to lose my shit, man.
I
It's
got
not.
the game. Hold on.
Oh my god, bro.
Is the Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I forgot the name of that shit.
I got it.
Hey. So like
Fallen Order.
the way Fallen Order controls is perfect. That's one thing I'll give to EA. No matter what piece of shit they are, their game engine, in my opinion, is the best game engine in gaming right now.
I like Frostbite.
Frostbite is beautiful. Let me tell you something. Battlefield, the only issues Battlefield 4 had back then was getting into a match. That's the one thing they got shit for. But when you got into a match, that shit worked. There was no lag. There was no guns bending the wrong way. Frostbite is the most beautiful thing. Like, we didn't play, me and my boys didn't play Battlefield 4 as much as we did. We got into it late. We started playing Battlefield 1 when they went back to World War 1. And me and JMR and Papa, we played the shits. And let me tell you, that game then was not broken in any way, shape, or form. They weren't having no issues with a gun being nerfed. They didn't have a vehicle being too powerful. Like, it was so perfect. It was so perfect.
I started with Bad Company.
I started on Bad Company 2. No, I played the first. Which one's the one with the smiley face on the grenade? That's the first one?
Bad Company 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
So
where I started out.
it's called Battlefield 2 Bad Company. That's the
Okay.
one I started with on PlayStation 3, and I
Okay.
fell in love with that game.
Mm-hmm.
The game was almost like a hardcore mode just in itself, because it didn't have no name tags or no nothing like. So you just didn't know if those guys were, you had a different uniform on. That was it.
Yes.
So like you had like the American or the Chinese or whatever. So that's the only way. You had to eyeball it before you shoot,
Right.
because it was that tough. But once you got past that, man, the game was good.
It was.
That, and then I played 3. I didn't play Hardline.
I
played
did.
4.
I played the shit out of Hardline. That shit was so
I
fire.
heard Hardline was good.
It was.
real good.
People just didn't play it because it wasn't a full like war game. Because it was just like the bind cast thing, but it was amazing.
Well, I was still on 3, so I didn't mess with it. And 4, I didn't play 1, but I tried 5. 5 is beautiful, man.
It is. It's sad to see it die that way, right?
Man.
It is, because it's such a good game.
That's why I say the next Battlefield game that comes out is going to be serious. I'm waiting for them. I tweet them once a week. Yeah, come on, man, please.
Well, they are working. They're working on Battlefield 6 already. They are. They have screenshots of it. They're like they're. But I mean,
I'm on it.
I mean, we need to see where they go. 24 inches wants to know before we go. Crytek thoughts. I think the Crytek engine is way too beautiful and demanding, and it just asks for too much. You don't need to render dirt that well, and then now your performance is hindered. I think, like that's one thing that Crytek used to suffer with a lot. It's like they were the most beautiful games, but you couldn't get them to run over 45 frames a second. It was, unless your PC was $3,000, but you know.
I mean, like nothing touching Frostbite. I'm sorry.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
Touching Frostbite.
And I'll tell you, Unreal Engine 4 is very close, but Frostbite is untouchable.
Frostbite passed them up. Unreal Engine was the best until
Frostbite came in my opinion. I agree.
Oh yeah, we have Frostbite 3 right now. Or
yeah,
is it?
I think it's Frostbite 3 now officially.
Man, Unreal Engine was
and this Unreal Engine 4 still is. I mean, it's. I will tell you, like, I'm so mad that Fallen Order, they decided to use Unreal Engine because it wasn't as demanding. But I would have loved to seen Fallen Order on Frostbite. I really would have. That shit would have been a whole nother level. I mean, Battlefront's on Frostbite.
Make those decisions, but
hey, Naughty Dog's engine. I think they have their own custom engine. If I'm not mistaken, the 24 inches is asking.
Naughty Dog
knows how to make a game too. Yeah.
Naughty Dog been killing shit since PlayStation 3.
And I'll be honest, man. I think Call of Duty's custom engine. They have their own custom engine. They won't put a name on it. They don't want nobody to like even particularly look for it. Their custom engine is nice, but I don't know, man.
It's not bad. It's just
Call of Duty. You know what it is? Call of Duty's like, it's drugs, bro. Like I know Call of Duty's bad for me, and I enjoy the shit out of it. It's so, bro. It's oh man, it's a drug. I gotta describe it like that. It's a drug.
I heard a dude on the stream one night. I was watching them. I wasn't saying nothing. I was just watching, and they came in the stream. It's like, man, you playing Call of Duty again? He's like, yeah. He's like, just be honest. He's like, what else is there to play? He said, what else you want to see me play? He said, there's nothing else to play.
Yeah.
That's all he plays. He's good too. That's all he plays. And I'm like, damn, he ain't lying. Like, what else? Like,
dude, the competition on Warzone is so good. Like the satisfaction you feel by winning, and I don't say that just for I mean any battle royale. The satisfaction you feel winning a battle royale really, really get like we won one yesterday. Like
because
what?
It's tough.
It is. It's tough, bro. And the one we won, which rarely happens, was one of those situations where it wasn't like a close gun. Like we dominated. Like there was one dude sitting in a tower by himself, the only one left in his team, but it was us four. We're like, let's go. He can't kill everybody.
Which y'all was playing like the Resurgence or the battle?
No, the Verdansk in Verdansk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, tough, man. It's tough, but it's so, man, like even getting a kill in Warzone, just getting a kill is the satisfaction is like, yo,
Yeah,
I
because the gunfights are unfair.
it is.
They're unfair. So when you win one, you're like, yes.
Yo, it's so like
Yeah.
it's a really, in my opinion, a really unhealthy satisfaction. It really is, man. It's so unhealthy, bro. Because it's like the thing about it is like you have a good match, right? And you win, and then the next match you lose like in the beginning, and you're like, wait a minute, Dad. You said I was good, Daddy. You said
It's like they say, let's step it up a notch. Let's put you in
yeah, man.
another lobby. But it's like I've seen people play. I've seen them have like 15 kills,
Yep.
lose, and they be like, fuck. I'm like,
Yep.
man, you got 15 kills though.
Yep.
Man. It's hard to get two. Like you got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you gotta take it for what it is, but that's how I feel. I'd rather get 2 kills and get the dub. That's just
Yeah, me too.
everybody plays for different reasons.
Me too.
That's,
I think my
want the
brother
dub.
secretly is the other way. I think my brother secretly, like, you'll see him get like 15, 17 kills, but he's the type of dude, bro, that like in a firefight, he's not stopping the fight. Like like my brother.
Who was playing with y'all that day?
Who?
Was that your brother, or it was somebody who was just clapping? I was
Oh,
watching y'all.
the one that's called the one Papo for Prez. That's my brother. That's the dude that be having like 15 kills, and the rest of us are like at 3 and 4.
Yeah,
like,
he was popping.
No, bro.
I was watching y'all play, and everybody went down, and it was just him, and it was him and 2 other teams, and he was killing. He had like 17 kills.
Dude, it's
when it was all said and done, but somebody ended up long shotting.
It's insane, bro. What
Man,
he does.
He was cutting.
I'm gonna send you a TikTok real quick. I want you to see it before we get off. So you see,
I think he had the DMR. And he had one of them guns. He was cutting. I was like, damn, he gonna pull it off. And somebody was just watching him cut up, and they long shot him. I was like, fuck, man, he deserved that win, bro. Like it was just like, damn,
dude.
I was loading my truck watching that shit. I was like, man, it's getting sweaty,
dude,
because
y'all
disgusting. Had the circle came to an open ass spot.
Mm-hmm.
And all they had in between y'all was a couple of rocks.
Dude, that's it.
Everybody was trying to get low, and like they was just picking them off. But your brother, he was tapping them with that. I think it was the Type 63 or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
He was tearing their ass up, and then he
bro,
just got long shot. That was the end of it.
That's what it was, bro. There was 2. I've seen it happen at least 2 or 3 times now, where like we die and there's 12 people left, and he do that shit by himself, bro. He just run that shit by himself. Like, I just sent you the TikTok now. You can hear my toxic ass fucking yelling at him to revive me while he's fucking trying to kill people. Check that shit out, bro. Look at this kid, dude.
Yeah, he ain't got no scope on that. What you doing, Santos?
Bro, I just want to live, man. I just want to live.
Damn, no scope either. That's tough.
Dude, that's insane, bro. It's insane. Dude, what he does, bro, is. But let me tell you something. I gotta be honest. I think it's bad for his mental health to play with me, cause I just be like, "Yo, get me," and he's like, "Nah, man, he can." But that's one thing he's very strict about. Like, he's not reviving somebody unless he finishes wipes the team. It's just not happening. Like, you know,
that's smart though. If you got the chance to do that,
yeah,
that's a good play, because I know I killed plenty of people seeing them trying to res somebody. Like, oh no, because all you do, like, some people are assholes. They'll the person you trying to res.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that's me, bro. If I'm in a situation where my health is like this tiny, like it's like real tiny, I'm shooting the dude on the ground. I'm getting my kill before I leave this. Fuck that. I'm getting my kill.
You got a chance to do a team wipe, maybe.
That's unhealthy, man. I know it's an unhealthy mindset, man, but shit. I'm like, no, I gotta kill him.
Plenty of times. That only works on Apex when you're gonna do some.
You got to. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta get people up to try to win a fight. But in Call of Duty, if you can see your opposition, you can take them.
Yeah.
And that just showed in that TikTok. He was blazing.
Dude,
see, that's what I'm saying. See,
man,
like something like that, that's good for TikTok, that little small clip.
Mm-hmm.
But He needs some YouTube videos.
Dude.
Kids are still real big on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. YouTube
So
is still the biggest for kids. Absolutely.
And kids spend money. They spend their
They
parents'
do.
money.
They do.
So if they want to, how you think all these people that sub to Ninja and all that, that's not men, that's kids.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? That you want to, if you looking to make it and that's what you want to do, that's a good, if you good like that, you blazing like that, kids love that because they admire that. They want to be like that.
Bro, I try to tell him there's like this world, if you put in the work, it's so that there's money everywhere, bro. Like, there's money everywhere. And the thing, I try to tell him, like, if you get big enough, bro, like, he laughs when I tell him, but I'm like, there's kids who will donate $10 to you just to hear you say their username.
Just
like,
to say their name.
Just to say their name. I'm like, yo, right. you're like, you do that shit for free, right? Like, we do that shit for free right now for followers. Like,
hey, listen to your brother, man. He ain't telling you nothing.
Try to tell him, man. Like, and that's the thing, man. He got the time.
And stuff he could play.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I want to start doing this year, man. Even if we don't win them, but I at least want to start getting into tournaments just for the word of mouth, just to be like, so and so, where I think that'll be healthy for us, man.
Trust me, when tournaments run, the big dogs watch the tournaments. They be like,
they do.
Who's that guy? Who's that man? 14 kills. Like they want to pick you up. They'll sponsor you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It comes from everywhere, man. It's not only when you're doing bad in streaming, you think like, damn, you only think it's one way.
No,
but
absolutely.
There's so many ways. There's so many ways people can see you doing your thing, and they can just ask you, hey man, you ain't got no camera. They just probably want to see how you look.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody see you and they say, oh man, he's my race. He looks just like me. So.
Yep. Absolutely. And he don't realize it, man. Sometimes there'll be times, dude, you got 63 followers. Somebody is in a crazy mood and they'll raid you, bro. You're shot overnight. Now, don't gamble on that. You know what I mean? But it's just to let you know, stop putting all your eggs in one basket thinking, man, this is not work. Tomorrow, it could change for you. Tomorrow.
Exactly.
It could. Like, you never know how it's going to happen, bro. Some wild shit will go viral. The dumbest shit will go viral, bro, and your life is changed 100%.
When you get killed in Call of Duty, it shows you how you got clapped. Right?
Absolutely.
You clapped before they send you to the gulag or whatever.
Yep.
It showed you who clapped.
Yep.
So a lot of people looked at your brother's name and said, "This motherfucker," and they go back and they look and they check him out.
Bro,
they looking like they go like recent players. They go see his status. Be like, man, what kind of level he is? They want to know.
Yep.
And if it's somebody professional, they might say, "Hey, bro, you want to get in this clan? You want to?" I got clan invites, man. I wasn't even clapping like that.
Yep.
And I got all kind of clan invites. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, so you're right. Overnight, it could happen. Just keep on pushing. Every time, not every time you play stream, but if you got an
majority
Xbox or a PlayStation, you can clip. You don't even have to be live. You can clip. You know what I'm saying? If you get a good little round, you can clip it.
Yeah.
PlayStation, I think you can go back. You can go back like an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Man, clip that shit, man, and put it on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Put your hashtags on it, and like just put in the work, man. If you put in the work, it's with anything in life, bro. You put in the work, it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
So just keep pushing him.
Yeah.
Keep on. Stay on him. He got potential. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell him, man.
Even before what you just showed me, I seen him working. So
yeah,
he got potential, man.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But listen, man, it was great having you again. Let's do it again soon.
You, man.
When you back on the road? Thursday? You said?
Yeah, it'll probably be
Thursday or Friday.
Tomorrow or Thursday, but it'll probably be. I'm shooting for Thursday. I want to relax one more day, so.
All right, sounds good, my man. Well, listen, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna cut off this stream and then start a new one because I want to be able to upload this one directly to YouTube, and like that I don't have to wait to edit it. And they'll be there, man. All right.
What you about to play?
I'm about to get on Warzone for a little bit, man. Got to, man. Got to. My schedule's going to be weird the next couple days because my mom's going out of town, and she's the one that usually has my daughter. So, we, going to be doing that. So I'll probably have to stream at night for the probably from this week and next week. But if I do get a job, then I got to stream back at night again. But it don't matter. I'm happy to be back on Twitch, man. Some of the guidelines are I'm still trying to take a deep breath on, but I like this community a lot better. I gotta be honest, man. I do.
Yeah.
It's just the
Appreciate your
guidelines I
time,
get, man.
man.
No,
Appreciate it. It was an
thank
honor.
you, man.
Thank y'all, everybody that's in the chat.
Yeah, man.
Watching.
24 inches said thank you, Pick, for the podcast, man. Yo,
That's the
check him
homie,
out.
man.
Hey,
24 is the homie. He
he
gonna be
is,
in your
man.
stream.
Hey, he streams too, man. 24, y'all seen him
Yeah.
stream, man.
Oh,
Check
yeah.
him out,
He
man.
be up there.
We gotta get him a camera, man. Get him out here doing his thing, and well, we'll be back on, guys, in about 5 minutes. Some Warzone, but Pick, thank you, man. Always a pleasure,
No
my
problem,
man.
brother. No problem. All love.
Let's do it again soon, man.
For sure. For sure.
Peace out, guys. Well, guys, I was Pick. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you guys, whoever came by and watched. And see you again in 5 minutes. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much.